This podcast is brought to you in part by Russell Lands, Coke, Buffalo Wild Wings, Central State Bank, Dr. Thomas Dudney, Sunrise Docks, Bice Motors, the Green Monster Fishing Lights. Now, back to Bubba on the Lake.
B-U-double-B-A on the lake, hey. Wishing I could listen to the show every day, hey. Gotta hear what Bubba and his buddies gotta say on B-U-double-B-A on the lake. In the mellow yellow studio, putting on a show. Betty say, what? She always on the go. We got Hunter Bus sitting at master control. Don't wanna miss a moment, cause Bubba's got the flow. B-U-double-B-A on the lake, hey. Wishing I could listen to the show every day, hey. Gotta hear what Bubba and his buddies gotta say on B-U-double-B-A on the lake, hey. B-U-double-B-A, hey. B-U-double-B-A, hey. B-U-double-B-A, hey. B-U-double-B-A on the lake, hey.
Hello again, friends, neighbors, and associates everywhere. I'm your semi-retired, mostly washed-up host, formerly of the Rick and Bubba Show, and now your host for Bubba on the Lake, Bill Bubba Bussey. This podcast is also known as the People's Podcast. We're broadcasting from the Mellow Yellow Studio. Our website is bubbaonthelake.com. Our message line, 308 Big Lake. Keep those messages coming. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on notifications. We don't want you to miss anything for the show. And also follow us on all of our social media outlets. Well, welcome back. We have a very busy show here for old number 69 this time. We are going to speak with Hunter Bussey. We're going to talk a little sports with him, talk a little bit about our upcoming podcast, the Tailgate Show. And also, we have a long-form interview with Allison Sinclair from Right Side Media. I co-hosted with her on her podcast a few weeks ago. We wanted to get her on and talk a little bit about her and her history and what she's doing. And we're also going to talk to her partner, Amy Beth Shavers, at a later date too. So these ladies are doing a really, really nice job with the podcast that they have. It's on video, and it's growing leaps and bounds, and they're in for big things down the road. So we wanted to get them on the podcast before they got too big, and we couldn't get them in here for an interview. Speaking of big things, if you need to know what's going on in the Lake Martin area, if you're anywhere around the southeast and within 2 or 3 hours of Lake Martin, we invite you to come by. There's always a lot going on, and part of the reason is because of Russell Lands. You can go to russelllands.com to their website, find out exactly what's going on. They also have an app that mirrors that website perfectly, and you can see all the things going on around the lake. There is constantly something going on, like Friday on the Green. You can see which artists are going to be there. We went by there this past week, and it was very pleasant, and you bring your lawn chair and have some great entertainment. Your pets are welcome. You just have to clean up after them. There's great food there at Catherine's, Springhouse, Fanny's, all right there within walking distance, and various food trucks on special weekends. So go to russelllands.com, get all the information you need to know about what's going on in the Lake Martin area. Well, folks, we got a real busy podcast, and got some great long-form interview with Allison coming up. I know there's a lot going on in the world, but I want to save plenty of time for this. So we're going to go ahead and take a break, and we'll get right into that as soon as we come back. Thank you so much for being a part of Bubba on the Lake.
1, 2, 3, 4.
We'll be right back.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric, and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Ah, crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
So you call your virtual insurance company to ask a simple question about your policy, but now you're on hold listening to this music while you wait and Wait. Auto Owners works with local independent agents who tailor coverage to meet your needs and pick up the phone when you call, because you shouldn't be on hold so long that you memorize the music. That's simple human sense.
Ask High Point Insurance Group, located in Alexander City, Dadeville, and Opelika, if Auto Owners make sense for you. We are back, and we're very honored to have with us the lovely and talented Allison Sinclair from Right Side Media. I got to co-host with her a few weeks ago. Allison, how are you doing?
I am great. Although I have to apologize for being so high maintenance today. I try not to be, but we tried to film earlier. Actually, the Spectrum people are in our parking lot now, and I thought it was me. Turns out it was you, but we've just had issues. But I'm so glad you let me back on this afternoon. I appreciate it.
No, you're not being high maintenance. As it turned out, it appered it was on my end, so it was kind of on me. After me very boldly thinking it was on your end.
You did. I've got fiber straight to my house. It's 1 million gigabytes.
But you still sometimes have to reboot the old computer if it's been on after several days of thunderstorms. So that is rule number one here in podcasting. But it is amazing we can do a live shot like this where we can see each other and everybody can see us and we're both on the screen at the same time. I mean, 5 years ago, this was impossible. So it's pretty cool,
Was it? I was thinking you'd have to go back further than that.
Well, you used to have a satellite truck and do an uplink, I mean,
that's true. But you were just talking about, hold on, Roy. I'm thinking of Royce White because he's in the news. Who was it that you were just singing a song?
Charlie Rich.
Charlie Rich.
I
thought maybe you had to go back that far.
Okay, so this is one of the running jokes. I tell people that I don't know if I look like Larry Tate from Bewitched with my white hair, or I look like country music icon Charlie Rich that used to sing the hit Behind Closed Doors. And I don't really look like either one of them, but I have white hair. So that's kind of the running joke. But it's, I remember back when it was gray and boy, we've gone total white now. So, but this really plays to my theory. I'm not 62 years old. Well, I am 62, but it's not the age. It's not the number of times around the sun. It's the mileage. And I've been run like a taxi. So, I'm at least 76, maybe going on closer to 80 now.
You know what? The best news is you do not act it. And I hope you take that as a compliment.
Yeah, we were, Betty and I and a friend were coming back from Cheap Mexican last night singing the Black Eyed Peas hits at the top of our lungs. So, I don't really think that's reflective of a 62 or a 76-year-old. You know what I'm saying? So still young at heart, slightly enlarged and young at heart.
Stay that way, Bubba. Don't ever change.
Well, Allison, this is supposed to be about you, not me. And I don't know how we got on that topic, but I want to
being on this side.
Yeah, you're used to doing the interviews. So tell us about Allison Sinclair. Where did you grow up?
Don't hate me.
Why am I going to hate you?
Well, because most people do when I tell them where I grew up. I grew up in Knoxville, Tennessee.
Oh, well, it doesn't bother me at all. There's good people in Knoxville. I have friends in Knoxville. Some of my best friends are Tennessee fans. Now, they're alcoholics, but they're really nice people.
Okay, what about I graduated from the University of Tennessee?
That's fine. UT on. Listen, I want to tell you one of the most funs I had as a kid. Well, teenager. We came to the World's Fair when it was in Knoxville. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And I actually met some friends of mine from Kentucky, and we met over at Neyland Stadium. And that was the only time I've actually been in Neyland. I can't say it now. Neyland Stadium was when we met them, and we had a real nice day in Knoxville. So, I mean, we all go to Gatlinburg, and we all go through there. It's all right. It's good.
Did you, break into the stadium, or did you go to a game?
No, it wasn't a game because it was in the summertime, but they had it open. They were doing something in there. I don't remember what it was. It may have been a band competition or something. There was something going on, and we could go inside. So I went in there and looked around a little bit.
Good for you. Well, okay, so I grew up in Knoxville and actually really enjoyed growing up there. It's kind of a weird city now. It's gotten a little liberal.
Oh,
but
yeah. University town, you'll have that.
Yeah, and it's just, I don't know. It's weird going back, but love growing up. Kind of got involved in politics right when I was in college there. But I was studying to get my engineering degree. Had really no desire to go into politics until one day I was like, I kind of want to go work on a campaign. So took a semester off and went and did an internship at the Tennessee legislature and kind of got involved there. This is after my first campaign, which was with Tim Burchett, who's now congressman. It's funny, he was running for the state senate and we thought, God, he won that. And we thought he has made it. He'll never get any bigger. And now he's like Mr. Cool Guy. But took a semester off, went and worked at the legislature and said, you know what? I don't have the energy to do this because everything, it was so, I use the word manipulative, but maybe not even in a bad way, but looking at it going, everything's so strategic and you got to be 10 steps ahead. I was kind of set politics aside, got my engineering degree, met my husband who grew up in Vestavia and went to Auburn. So maybe I'm coming along. Maybe y'all won't turn off the podcast. We got married and moved to Birmingham. And it's like you can't move to Alabama as a Tennessee fan and be a Bama fan. And you can't move to Alabama and marry an Auburn guy. So now I've got like the Auburn license plate, kind of cheer. Even if they play Tennessee, I cheer for Auburn. It's kind of crazy. But we have 4 children, grew up North Shelby County, raised our kids here. And really in COVID hit. And I feel like that's when, remember the summer of love? Oh, the summer of love, the burning, the BLM, the riots, COVID. I kind of started going, I had raised my kids for 20 something years and I was like, this is just getting weird. And had several people reach out, grandparents, parents go, we don't know what to do. We just want our kids to go to school without wearing a mask, or we want our kids to go to school without having to get a vaccine if they don't want to. And so I put this group together called Local Alabama, really just a grassroots. I had no clue if anybody would show up to a meeting. And we grew to like 1,000 people around Shelby County, Jefferson County real quickly. And then grew that. Amy Beth Shaver, who I co-host with, was driving by my house one day and was like, I think I'm supposed to do a podcast with her. I had never been in media. I had never done anything. In politics, yes, but media, no. And so I ran into her one day in a Kohl's parking lot and she's like, we're going to do a podcast. And I was like, sure. I tell my kids all the time, look, if it's not illegal, it might make you a little nervous, but go do it. Say yes. Go to that lunch. Go on that date. Try that new club, whatever it is. And so I told Amy Beth, I was like, sure, why not? Let's talk about it. And then from there, pitched the idea to 1819 News, which we had no clue what we were going to do. We just were faking it till we made it. And Brian Dawson was like, great idea. So we started Alabama Unfiltered as a podcast. It rolled into a radio show. And we left probably about a year ago. We were going into retirement, which I thought maybe you would do too, Bubba, but you didn't.
Nope.
I was going to go play golf and mahjong and maybe learn how to needlepoint. And Phil Williams, who owned Right Side Media, called us one day and said, hey, President Trump's tapped me for this job. I got to get rid of Right Side, and I think y'all are the perfect people. And so that was in November, and here we are. It's bizarre, but it's awesome. We've had a blast. And I cannot believe anywhere in that mix, I would have never thought I would have co-hosted with Bubba Bussey, but I did last week. It's kind of a big deal.
You know, that was fun. I appreciate you asking. First time we've ever had a bear in a parking lot of any show that I've done, hosted or guest. Let me drop back just a little bit in your story to when you met your husband. Now, how did y'all actually meet? But since you were a Tennessee grad, he was an Auburn grad. How did you meet? I missed that part.
This is such a long story if you want it to be, or I'll try and shorten it. So he grew up in Vestavia, and one of his best friends from Vestavia married one of my best friends from Knoxville. They actually went to Samford together. and they paired us up at their wedding. So he was a groomsman, I was a bridesmaid, and they just thought we would look good together. So they put us together, but we were both dating other people. And he was living in Chicago. I was still in school at Tennessee, and so didn't really think anything about it until later that fall. It all goes back to football. Auburn was playing Tennessee in Knoxville, and he was coming down with a friend, and I got a call, and we hung out at the. Oh wait, let me say we had broken up with the other people we were dating.
Right.
So,
I got that.
but we met up at the football game, and then just kind of progressed from there. It was crazy because we got engaged. We had never lived in the same place even until about 5 months after we got engaged. But when it's right, Bubba, it's right. And
so did you have any idea when you were escorting him down the aisle at the wedding that he was going to be the father of your future children?
No, because I mean, I don't remember thinking much except he made a comment to me that was kind of sarcastic and snarky. And on one hand, I was like, who do you think you are? And on the other hand, I was kind of like, well, I kind of like that. But the guy I was dating, I really thought I was going to marry. Well, thank goodness I didn't. That one didn't.
So he became the runner-up, huh?
Yeah. Anyway, that's a whole other story. But it's such a great reminder that when God is in it, there's kind of no way you can screw it up.
Right.
Because we went through different cities and all these things. So 4 kids later, we have 2 biological and we adopted 2, one from Guatemala, one from China. And this only child is still trying to figure out how to parent and keep kids alive. But so far, so good.
You know, it's kind of on the job training as a parent, especially with the first one. I mean, you saw it done with your parent, but things change. And, really, we probably should be prepped on that a little better than we are, as opposed to just learning on the fly. By the 3rd kid, you don't care if they're licking things on the floor and all that. That first one, you're so careful with. It is funny, isn't it?
It's funny. And see, but did you have siblings? Because
no, I'm an only child.
What?
I'm an only child. I was actually adopted too, so I can relate to several fronts. Yeah. Oh yeah. Breaking news here on the podcast today.
Wait, how did I miss that? Does everybody know that except me?
No, I haven't. I've never hid the fact, but I haven't really, promoted it. I've worked with Save a Life a little bit on the side and talked to them about it. But yeah, I was adopted. I never knew anything different. So, it was all good. Do what?
Amy Beth is adopted.
Really?
Well, she's not here. I'm pointing at her, but she's not here.
Right.
Yes.
Isn't that cool?
I love that. Yeah, we may have to do like a joint podcast on all that because I bet adoption is so, whether you're the adoptee or the parent, it's a whole thing. I love that. Huh.
Yeah, I'd never really spent a lot of time on it, but just glad I'm here. Let me put it that way. Could have been different,
Isn't that the truth?
Yep.
Yeah.
So how you guys got together and you got engaged pretty quick. So how did he pop the question to you?
Oh my gosh. Everything you're asking is such a story, Bubba. But that's why you're good at this.
We've got plenty of time.
Okay. So my mom, rest her soul, Nana, was awesome. She passed away right before COVID a few years ago. She loved Jared. I think she knew Jared was the one before I did. But it's like May, and she asked Jared to go on our family trip to Mexico. We used to go every Christmas. After Christmas, we would go and get out of Knoxville where it was cold and go to Mexico. And so May, she invites Jared to go with us. And I'm like, look, that's a long time. I'm not really sure about this. But sure enough, we make it to May. I didn't know it, but Jared made plans to ask me to marry him on this trip.
Wow.
And so
the
back
family
in the day,
trip.
Well, yep, that's where the story gets really interesting. And so first thing that happens, I don't know any of this is happening, but I guess he put the ring in like a little plastic baggie and then put a hole in the baggie and put a string through it and tied the string and the baggie around his ankle and then put socks over it. to get it through airports.
Seemed like they would have picked up on that.
This is pre 9/11 though. So
yeah, it wasn't as close, I guess.
Yeah,
it got kind of loosey goosey there, didn't it?
It did.
Come on
it did.
through. Come on.
Do you remember when you could meet everybody at the gate? You
Oh
could
yeah.
just, like,
Oh yeah.
straight
Yeah.
through.
That's out.
So he makes it to Mexico, and he goes. My mom and I went down to do something. He goes to my stepdad and pulls out this baggie in the hotel room and tells Mark that he needs to talk to him about something and show him something. So Mark starts panicking because it's a little baggy, and he's like, "Jared, I'm not what?"
Right. We are
I
in
guess
Mexico, right? Yeah.
Smuggled some drugs across, but anyway. So that was like how the whole thing started. And he told Mark he was going to do it on New Year's Eve or whatever. I didn't know. Well, New Year's Eve comes and I don't have a ring.
Did you know? Were you tipped off?
No, but Mark knows. And he's like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And so January 1st, January 2nd, January 3rd.
Were you being difficult?
Well, it wasn't me. Finally, Mark goes to Jared and is like, Jared, what are you doing?
Yeah, what's the deal, dude?
I do remember Nana, my mom was a little extra that trip. And Jared will tell you, he started going, I'm not sure the apple falls far enough from the tree for this one. On the very last day, he finally did it. And
so how did he do it? Where were you at? Give us the details.
We were at my favorite restaurant. We always went to Puerto Vallarta.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you say it when you're in the South, Puerto Vallarta.
Yeah, I used to sit on Love Boat all the time.
Yeah, it's that place. And my favorite restaurant overlooking the city called Felipe's.
Yeah.
It's actually a really great restaurant. I don't know if it's still there. I don't go to Mexico anymore because I don't want to die. And we were overlooking the city, and it was really, really sweet. But he says still to this day, he doesn't think I ever said yes. He says I just took the ring.
Really?
Well, I mean, that's a yes. You're not going to wear it if it's not a yes. I don't know.
You didn't say yes and have somebody hiding in the bushes to video it like they do now. I mean, it's such a presentation now. You got to have a full camera crew and wireless mics and everything else.
Did you have a camera crew?
No, listen. Mine was so. I mean, it was so lame compared to what you have now. It's sad. I actually proposed to Betty in her living room. I mean, it wasn't some big fancy place, you know.
I think that's the way it should be, honestly.
Well,
all this, I'm going to fake for the cameras.
Yeah.
I'm
I got down on one knee and I was telling Betty how great it had been spending time with her and dating her and all the things we had in common. And she started crying. She said, "Are you breaking up with me?"
Baba, you did something wrong.
So, well, let me tell you, she had been a little difficult. She was finishing school and she was in nursing. So a lot of pressure to finish that and get a job. And she had been a little bit difficult. I'd had the ring for several dates and was waiting for the right time, but she was being difficult. And I was not going to reward being difficult with a ring. I didn't think that was the right way to start a marriage. So I was waiting until she chilled out a little bit. And I think one of her friends finally tipped her off and said, "Betty, quit being difficult. He's got a ring in his pocket. And if you'll just be nice, he'll give it to you." So I think she may have been tipped off on that. I've heard rumors of that since, but that was 40-something years ago.
The Nana. Like Nana and Betty just had a few rough days.
At times.
It almost didn't happen. Oh,
it would have happened eventually, but
well, I mean, then you got to worry about, I don't know, keeping up with. Well, you weren't in Mexico.
No, we were in Calhoun County, so it's close, but it's in Alabama.
And how long have y'all been married?
If I make it till next Wednesday, 37 years.
Look at y'all.
How about you? Where are you at?
We're 25 in September. So that's it's not funny at all. Actually, we got married 11 days after 9/11, September 22nd, 2001.
Wow.
Yeah, that was.
I bet a lot of people did. I think a lot of people that were waiting to get married after 9/11 thought, "Hey, this world may be ending soon. Let's go ahead and do the plunge. Let's go together."
Well, we thought it was. We actually thought it was. We were living in Atlanta at the time. I was working for Chick-fil-A's home office. I was doing computer programming, which is so
Really?
weird.
Allison, I didn't know you were such a tech. I mean, this morning you were setting up everything, and I thought you were just mindless talent and a pretty face. I didn't know you were so smart.
Had a brain, Bubba. I do. I don't know if I could still do engineering. I look back. Found a folder of some of my tests, like my thermodynamics tests the other day, which I'm glad I kept because I can show my kids and be like, see, I did used to be able to think and not forget a word. But yeah, I was in Atlanta. Jared was working for Brassel and Gorey there in Atlanta as well. And so we were right by the airport. And I remember that day thinking, this might be it.
Yep.
This might be it.
It was scary. We were on the air, and I remember, too, thinking, this is the first time we've had somebody brave enough to bring it to us. And we say that day, the speculation about what was going on is funny and who was right and who was wrong and, all that kind of stuff. But
what did you think it was?
Well, we had people speculating it was cartels and, terrorists and all kind of stuff. And the day we stayed on the air extra long because what was going on. But I called Betty and I said, I don't know where you're at. Get the kids, get home and lock the door. Just buckle down till we figure out what's happening. And I think grounding all the airplanes was, it was a bold but very needed move. I'm sure that's been rehashed and armchair quarterbacked, but we really don't know how many terrorists they were in line to get on planes. I mean, there may have been more, there may not, but by grounding them all immediately, it was a great move. And they also increased the money supply so there wasn't runs on banks. That was a great move. And they did a lot of things right, even though that should have never have happened.
It was a strange, I bet it would be interesting to go back and listen to your all's broadcast from that day.
It is. It's very interesting as you hear it progress from, hey, something's going on in New York to we tuned in. We saw the second plane hit the building while we were on the air. So it was really crazy. So when did you decide you wanted to be out in the front of politics and policy and, you had the group you organized and all this. Is this something you always wanted to do? But I mean, most engineers are not outgoing people.
Yeah, I don't really fit the mold. I think we actually have to go back to probably 1987 for me to get to the right story. I was 9 and and my friend Emily Ferguson, her mom had one of the brand new minivans. Remember Toyota came out with the Sienna and it was super cool. And
it was called a swagger wagon. Do you remember that? They tried to make it cool.
It was a swagger wagon. And Tennessee had just passed the seatbelt law. And we were bitter because we couldn't get in the back of the swagger wagon and eat our squeezy cheese and crackers and make a picnic anymore. And so we're driving through Knoxville. I don't remember if we were after school or whatever. And we're all buckled up like good little kids, like we're supposed to be. And we look over and there's a policeman right next to us with no seatbelt on. And Emily and I were not having it. That just was not going to work. So at 9 and 8, I think she's a year younger than me.
Y'all shamed him?
Well, no, we took it we escalated it even further, Bubba. We got home and promptly called 911. And we talked to management and we told on them and said, we buckled up and this officer was not following the law. And that if we're going to pass laws and you're an example to kids like us. And that was my first kind of like, I don't know who you think you are, Sinclair. Well, I was Acres then, but like you can change the world. And what's funny is Emily is actually, she lives in Portland, Oregon now. She's like me, but for the left. She's a crazy libtard.
Really? And
yes.
This was your sister?
This was my best friend might as well be my sister. Yeah.
But she went left, you went right, huh?
Yes.
And is it always interesting to you when somebody goes left? Because there's no real logic to it other than free stuff.
Well, do you know what the logic is?
No.
The logic is that her dad was a very solid. He was a doctor. He was very conservative. Her mom was like Pollyanna. We would go home after school and she would have like cookies baking and an apron on. And my parents were divorced. So I just would go, my mom was a great mom. She worked 3 jobs and was, so I would go over to their house after school. So I just thought maybe that's the way all families were. But she rebelled from that. And she didn't, and just that rebellious child spirit that really led her down that road. She's married with 2 kids and she's a school teacher, but I think it started out as kind of a rebellion. And I see that. Now, most of them come back, but she's deeply committed to her libtard ways. But my dad is a raging liberal that lives in California.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Golly,
yes.
How did you break out of all that?
Well, good news, bad news is my dad wasn't really around when I was growing up. They got divorced when I was 3 and he moved to Washington, D.C. Now, he was like the fun uncle. My dad is super cool. He's a great guy. But the influence wasn't really there. But he was always kind of liberal, grew up in Knoxville, Tennessee, but really was a West Coast guy. But it's so funny, Bubba, because I'm cool. I'm like, I know you're a Biden fan. You voted for Kamala, whatever. That's fine. He cannot handle the fact that I voted for Donald Trump, or that I think he kind of is enamored and appreciates what I do, but he would never, ever really support or agree with probably anything I'm saying. It's weird.
It is weird. I know the only thing I can relate to that is growing up, my whole family were Alabama fans and I became an Auburn fan. And I think I did it just so I could argue with them a little bit, I don't know. And of course it's cost me a lifetime of misery when it comes to sports. But
why do we do it? Why do we do it? Oh.
Well, Allison, I'm glad you stayed on the right side. Let me ask you this: your parents divorcing that early, was that tough on you? Did it affect you in any way that you remember?
I have so many issues because of that. I couldn't really point them out, but I know.
I noticed you make your co-host sit very close to you. Is that part of it because you don't want them to get away? Is that?
I have attachment issues, and so I'm afraid people will leave me, which is why you were so uncomfortable when you were co-hosting. You're like,
you got that, and I got adoption. See, we both got issues. So
see, we all have them.
Abandonment issues.
They're there. Hey, it doesn't really matter if it's adoption or your parents divorced. I mean, I got some daddy issues for sure. But I always say the best thing and the worst thing is kind of sad to say, but when they divorced when I was 3, I really didn't know what it was like to have a dad in the house.
Right.
That was the worst thing. But the best thing was I really didn't know what it was like to have a dad in the house. So it wasn't like I was 10 and it had 10 years of him and then he was gone. I just grew up never expecting him to be at a recital or a school thing, or it just was my life. And I never was bitter about it. I think I look back now and it's why I'm so, I watch a lot of, like the surrogacy and the homosexual couples that are adopting babies. And I go, ugh. Look, sometimes like my parents divorced. My mom was a single mom. She worked 3 jobs. She did her best. You can't control that. But to put a child in a position to not have a father or a mother from the beginning is so tragic to me because I didn't have a dad.
Right.
And so it's hard sometimes to watch that. Life happens. I get it. So, but
did it change you as far as going into your marriage? Were you thinking, well, if it don't work out, we get a divorce? Or did it make you opposite going, I'm in this for the long haul and you're not getting away and whatever it is, we'll work it out? I mean, I think it could affect you either way, right?
Yeah, I think, praise God, literally, I became a Christian when I was in 6th grade. I was going to Wednesday Night Live at the Mount Olive Baptist Church, but I was only going for there was free pizza and cute boys.
Right.
But God used the free pizza and cute boys to save me, and
happens a lot of times. Yeah.
I don't care what gets you to church.
Just
I really
get there.
don't.
Just get there.
If
Or
it's
the devil will
cute
get
girl.
you.
That's so true. But I look at that and go, divorce was never an option. But I think growing up, I had to be so independent. My mom was a great mom, but she was very unpredictable. She's the opposite of me. She's extremely creative. She was a painter. She was all these things and just trying to keep her life together, I guess. And so there was the ups and downs of having a mom like I had, and then a dad that would come in and leave and come in and leave. And I had, my grandparents were in the picture, but they weren't very involved on a day-to-day basis. So it was kind of up to me to keep everything under control. And I'm very independent, I don't really need anyone. And I think that's been the hardest part for our marriage, is that it's probably what Jared loves the most about me, is that I'm not a very needy person. I don't need a lot of affirmation. I don't need a lot, but it's probably the worst thing about me too. So I would say that's been the hardest part. Divorce isn't an option. It's just not. Well, I guess Jared could dip, but he hasn't yet.
So tell us, we're talking to Allison Sinclair from the Right Side. Allison, we're going to let you go because you've had a long morning, but just briefly, let's talk about your podcast just a little bit. How is that going? What do you see in the future? Where do you want to go with this?
That's a great question, actually. This whole opportunity to purchase Right Side Media came out of nowhere. When I say nowhere, we were in Colorado. I was walking down a trail. I was by myself, which is actually not very smart. And I had come across a steaming pile of bear poop.
That's
and was
not
in
good.
the process. Well, no, and I was literally trying to process what I was looking at, because if we're steaming, I was doing my engineering analysis. This isn't like old and crusty. This is steaming and moist, which means probably pretty close.
Yep.
And so I'm trying to analyze, do I keep going and go around? Do I turn back? And as I'm analyzing, it starts raining. And then even better, my phone starts ringing and I look down and it's Phil Williams. And I'm like, well, crap. Do I answer the phone? Do I run from the poop? Where's the bear? So I turn around and I go and I sit down. I hide under this porch. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't think anybody was there. And I take Phil's phone call. Actually, I think I called him right back. And, he kind of lays it out. And I was just stunned. Lots happening at one time. And God just kind of started this snowball of, this is so weird. This came out of nowhere, but it seems right. And that is how everything, since Amy Beth and I and JP got together in November, that's how it has gone. God has continued to open doors and do things that we don't even know need to happen. It's the weirdest thing. And I think part of where we are in life, part of the beauty and of Amy Beth and I being where we are, is that we're very open-handed with it. If God says tomorrow, y'all have served your purpose, we've got great lives to go back to. But from what I see now, God is continuing to open doors. And I think for us, right now we have a live stream that we do 10 to 12 every single day. It is your terrestrial radio show, but digital. And that was a big decision we made, which was to leave the terrestrial radio side of Right Side Radio. Phil was he was in Auburn, Huntsville, Chattanooga, across Alabama, and we just went fully digital. So that was a huge leap for us. So we have that part, but I think Alabama, of course, is our home and our focus, and it's what we know from a state level for sure. It's where we raised our kids. I would think for us, we've always had the vision of, hey, if we're doing this, let's reach as many people as possible. 10 to 12 for Alabama looks like 10 to 12 for the United States. I think we have a vision of kind of starting off in the South and branching out to other states and taking this show wherever God wants to take it. And it sounds cliche, but it really is where we are. And we are building our online presence. I mean, you're doing exactly what we're doing. You're a little different because you're not live yet, right? You're just once a week podcast,
right?
Which works for you, and I don't know, we might go to that format, but we are just really enjoying with where we are. We're news, entertainment, we're culture, we're
Funny.
worldview.
You're funny.
We're actually pretty funny. And that's the thing. I mean, Bubba, you did this for years. You know how heavy the world is and how heavy what's happening in the world is. And so it turns off a lot of people. We try and do it with levity, with humor, but still really getting to the heart of issues. And I think we do it pretty well. Although you were watching today.
Y'all were having fun. See, I think that's one of the success or the secret sauce to Rush Limbaugh. While he was successful, he was informative and he was passionate, but he was also entertaining and he was funny. And I think some of his best years is when he threw a little more comedy in there and exaggerated humor, which I loved. But you guys do it too, and you're very funny. You're doing a great job, and I know the show is growing. And I hope you'll have me on again. And I know we're going to see bigger and better things from you, Allison. I'm excited about what you and Amy Beth are doing.
You're so kind. And I'll tell you, I've screenshotted. Is that a word?
Yeah, we know what you mean.
Screenshot. Yeah. Some of our texts, because you're so sweet. You know, when I asked you to come co-host, Amy Beth was getting her son married off, and I was like, I'm just going to YOLO it or yeet it, I guess, as JP would say, and just send it and see if Bubble. I didn't think you would say yes, and you did in like 30 seconds.
That's
and
right.
Then
I didn't miss a beat, did I? Boom.
No, you didn't. It was bizarre. And then you sent back, it's my honor to come. And I'm like, what is happening? So we appreciate you. Have been awesome. And we love having Caitlin. I remember her as a young life leader when I was a young life leader at Briarwood. I heard her name for all those years. I don't think I ever met her, but she's one of the funniest and also sharpest Gen Zers I know.
She took after her mother, I guess.
Well, and I do have to meet Betty because
yes, definitely the better half, no doubt about it. So, JP's a pretty good catch there, too. You guys better hang on to him. I don't know what you're paying him, but, he's, I've seen him in action. Now, he's got game. Somebody going to grab him if y'all ain't careful.
Well, JP has been awesome. He actually is Phil Williams' nephew and worked with Phil and then was kind enough to follow us to Birmingham and I think probably woke up the first few weeks and was like, what in the world am I doing with these crazy women? But secretly he has fun and he loves it.
Yes, he does.
I don't tell anybody.
Allison, thank you so much for being with us. And we'll have you on again. We're going to have Amy Beth on too, so we can talk to her individually and get her story. But thank you so much. Allison Sinclair from Right Side Media. Catch their podcast. They're funny. They do a great job, and you better enjoy them now because they got big and better things on the horizon. Allison, thank you for being with us.
You're awesome. Thanks, Bubba.
Where's Bubba?
I'll tell you where. He's on the lake.
On the water or off, experience lake life to the fullest at Russell Lands on Lake Martin. Spend your mornings with breakfast at Fanny's. Afternoons, you can explore over 100 miles of trails through Russell Forest. And for dinner, how about the Southern farm-to-table flavors at Spring House? Whether you're here for the weekend or you've made your home at the lake, Russell Lands is where community and the land come together. To learn more about upcoming events, visit russelllands.com. Come see what lake life is all about.
Configuring the Bluetooth, deciding who controls the music, remembering where you parked. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your vehicle doesn't have to be one of them. So you can get back to more important things, like remembering if you're on the 3rd or 4th level of the parking garage. That's simple human sense.
Ask High Point Insurance Group, located in Alexander City, Dadeville, and Opelika, if auto owners make sense for you.
Since 1965, Bice Motors has been Lake Martin area's home for Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram sales and service. For 60 years, families have trusted Bice Motors in Alexander City for honest deals, friendly service, and the best selection around. Our team of certified technicians services most all makes and models. Plus, we've got a tire center, parts department, and a full collision center to keep you rolling. Bice Motors, your hometown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram dealer since 1965. In Alex City or online at bicemotors.com.
Buy it at Bice. Bice Motors.
We're back, and on the line is Hunter Bussey from a sports studio of unknown origin. Hunter, how are you doing this morning, sir?
I'm great. How are you? Yeah, unknown origin, more like my bedroom, which is aka my studio.
Yeah, well, there you go. I didn't want to go too far in depth to that. Didn't want to get you any neighbors in trouble, but
no.
We're glad to have you with us. So, Hunter, we have a lot going on in August. We have some really big things going on, and we will have the return of the Tailgate podcast, which is a second podcast that you can find out all the information you need to off of our website. Hunter will be back to co-host for the second year. Hunter, I'm excited about the Tailgate show.
Yeah, me too. I'm ready for college football. I don't know if it was because of the World Cup or what, but it just felt like the offseason went by really, really slow. And maybe it's because me helping with the barn as well. It kind of, I don't know, it seemed like it just went by really slow. And I'm ready for football. I know a lot of people are. I know the Hall of Fame game this past Thursday was really good, and it really scratched the itch for some people. So I'm ready for toe to touch leather for the opening of the season.
Toe touches leather, and we're underway. Oh gosh, that was one of the best openings ever. So Hunter, you mentioned the barn. Tell everybody what you're doing with the barn, just briefly too.
Yeah. So for those that don't know what the barn is, it's a company called Hot Route Media, and they have an Auburn side and an Alabama side. The Alabama side is called Cover Crimson. The Auburn side is called The Barn, and I help out with The Barn. I do a show called The Barn Social Hour that I co-host with Graham McLean. And it's basically we cover anything, all the happenings of people reacting to practice clips or something a coach said on social media. And that's kind of the point. Even though it's called the social hour, it's like 30 minutes, maybe 20 minutes on a good day. But it's a lot of fun. I get to, talk about a team that I've grown up, loving my whole life. And, as stressful as it is, it's still fun. And it's fun to be a part of the barn. I'm a big fan of everyone there. Kyle Rush, Zach Blackerby, Daryl Dapprich, and others as well. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, you've got some guys working there that are very talented. I mean, I've been around the radio business for 45, 50 years now, and some of these guys are really, really good. I'm glad they have the platforms they have now to get out there and be seen. But, I mean, I think some of those guys you mentioned there are headed for bigger and better things in the future, and I'm happy for them. And I think you've done a good job. I think, judging on where you started and where you are now, you've come a long way.
Yeah, I was a little nervous at first because it's like, I had that thought in the back of my head of everyone, well, this, some big shoes to fill, with your dad. And I'm like, yeah, but
they're not that big. Don't worry.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I've seen your shoe size. It's, I don't know how in the world the furthest I've gone is a size 10, and you're like at what, an 11 and a half? So
a 12.
I still got a 12. Goodness. Still way off. But yeah, it's, I've had a lot of fun with it. I've gotten to, work on my craft and work on my, what you and Mom call projecting my voice. And it's just been a lot of fun. And, getting to do that and then doing my live stream on Sunday nights helps as well. So, it just lets me cut loose a little bit, and I've gotten more comfortable, and doing this helps as well, and getting to produce, Bubba on the Lake and the Tailgate show. It's just been, a blessing. And, I've always been trying to figure out what I'm good at and my God-given talent. And it's, being behind a, computer, being able to edit shows and talk on a microphone. So, and away we go.
Well, that's good. That's good. I think you certainly have a lot more upside than I did. You have a better voice. You speak better than I do. I don't know how you miss the Southern accent in our family because I have it, your mom has it, and Caitlin has it, but you don't have it near as bad.
Y'all say that, but I'll still say y'all. I'll still say some things, and then occasionally I'll catch myself with a little Southern twang if I'm like the other day we were trying to go to the movie theater to see the new Spider-Man movie, and I said, "Who's trying to go see Spider-Man?" And it's like, Hunter, what? It's like, Hunter, what? What did you just say?
See, the fact that you can control it like that and not do it and then jump into it and come back. See, I can't do that. See, it's just it's ingrained in me. I've only got one language, I can't do that.
I guess I just go into witness protection and just, instead of saying Hunter, just use my government William Bussey, I guess. I don't know.
And when you have the name Hunter to begin with, you already have a problem because me and your mom don't put a T in it. We go Hunter.
No.
Hunter. And then you have other families, and you know who I'm talking about, where they go Hunter.
Yeah.
And so, we kind of short-lived that too. So sorry about that, bud.
No, that's what it made me laugh at A-Day. I actually have the poster still in my in the guest room. That's now the Auburn room now. But one of the players, when you're going across the table where they're signing, they're like, "What's your name?" I said, "Hunter." And they go, "Hunter?" And I said, "Yeah." And they signed it Connor. And I'm like, "Oh Lord, okay." it's like, okay.
Connor,
all right.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh man. But yeah, I'm having a lot of fun right now. I love what I'm doing. And it's not as it's one of those things where you think it's going to be difficult. And there's some days, where it's challenging, with like certain things, like if there's, something said that needs to be, edited out or something. I've struggled trying to figure out the best way to make it sound seamless. You know what I mean? Right. But thank God for air horns because that really helps, So
that and a good jet engine wash from left to right, you can clean up a lot of things with that.
The Roadcaster that we use has a sensor noise, the bleep, if you will, but it's so loud and like it will make your eardrums bleed. I would just rather use the air horn, to be honest with you. Plus, it's more fun. Who doesn't love an air horn?
I love the air horn on the tailgate show. We use it.
The upset air horn,
we use it for upset. And
or in my case,
the one thing you don't want to have is nobody listening.
No, you don't want the crickets. You don't want the crickets. Yeah, me and Graham. Graham also has a Roadcaster. He has like the mini. Oh goodness!
Thank you, Hunter. Great job.
Thanks. So
he uses
the Roadcaster Mini. I guess where it's like the cut down size of what we use, and he has the same air horn effect, and we'll go absolutely crazy with it on Fridays on the Friday edition of the Social Hour. So we like to have fun.
If you want to check that out, it's under our links on our website.
Yes,
and it's in there. Probably I got to talk to Logan about reordering that just a little bit. We probably need the tailgate up there on the top, but somehow you got up there. I don't know how you did it. You must have made a deal with him, huh?
No, I think it's just because it's the latest one that's added.
We're gonna have to clean that up a little bit. Top. Yeah, if you go under links, you'll see the Barn Social Hour. You'll also see Hunter's his own private YouTube channel. You'll see
it's public. It's not private. But
I mean, it's yours is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You'll see Caitlin. She makes appearances on Right Side Media on Friday. And you'll also see Rick and Bubba's Greatest Hits. You need to check that out if you missed the radio show. And we have a link to the Tailgate Show. And, of course, the Tailgate Show has its own webpage, the Tailgate Show. I mean, it's very straightforward. So, and all those websites are very nicely done. I prefer a simplistic, clean look on websites as opposed to artsy-fartsy. I can't find anything. And, there's plenty of those out there today. I tell you, I think the pot smoking bunch is all in graphic arts now. But, I just prefer clean, easy to get to, and you can find out everything. Now that I'm on it, I was going to mention we have the episodes listed. We have About page. We have news. We have store. FAQ, which is always good. We have our sponsors. We want you to support them whenever possible. Have contact information, staff information, contests. That's where our Hall of Fame is. We have Bubba on the Lake Radio, which we don't really push and promote. Maybe we need to. I was listening to it over the weekend. It's awful good. We have links, and then we have Betty's Corner, where you can go and get recipes and various things from Betty. Say what? And we'll have to have her on again here soon too.
Yeah.
Hunter,
I'm excited though. We're gonna try to get some fan favorites that we had this past season to be a guest picker, and try to get some new faces in there as well. So I've got a list together of some people. Yeah. So
we had some really good guest pickers this year, and I hope some of those will make them back. And that will all start probably the last week in August, right around week 0. Nathan Hall will also be on the program. Nathan is a Brainiac. Where is that place he works, Hunter? The Indiana what is it he works at?
The Indiana Sports. Let me see. I can pull it up right now.
Network.
Give me a second.
What it was. Yeah,
it's like the Indiana Independent Sports Network or something like that. Let's see. Yeah, it's the Indianapolis Independent Sports Network. That's what it is.
And the pride of Rainsville, Alabama. Where
one of my favorite
once we were the grand marshals of the Christmas parade, and all they had in it was horses. And it was very impressive. I mean, I had no idea Sand Mountain had that many horses, honestly. But great people up there in Rainsville, and we appreciate them being a part of the podcast. So go ahead. What was you going to say?
One of my favorite Nathan stories, when I first met Nathan, when I was getting to know them, and David and his brother Garrett, who's out at in California now, but we were talking about sports, and I overheard Nathan saying, if you don't think that Indianapolis is a sports metropolis of the United States of America, then we're not going to be friends. I about died. I was like, what?
So let me ask you this. Why does he love Indiana so much, being from Rainsville?
They have family out there, from what I understand, and I think that's the tie, and they've been Colts fans, Pacers fans. I don't think they're Hoosier fans necessarily. They're more, on the Auburn side. I think it's split down the middle, a little bit Alabama in there too.
Well, how can they not be Hoosier fans if they love Indiana? I mean, Indiana was the Indiana, basketball is legendary, and now football. I mean, they just won the national championship.
Unless you're I think it was Purdue's AD that said, if you don't want to win championships, go to Indiana. It's like, dude, what are you talking about? I don't know if you saw that or not. That made me laugh.
Well, I think his credibility shot.
A little bit.
Put it that way. So, all right. So, what else is going on with you?
I mean, besides, football season coming up, it's about to get, hard and heavy with tailgate in the barn. And then Bub on the Lake, we're going to try to, get, some potential, we don't want to announce anything yet, but we're working hard to get a video option. So I know people have been asking for that, and we're doing what we can on that. But we're going to try to do, I believe you wanted to try to do tailgate as a video option this year, correct?
I would. We've still got a few little technical snafus to try to work through, but I certainly would, and as an experiment to try to do that.
And we've seen the comments. We know people want video, and we need you to understand, and I want to make myself clear on this. We're doing everything we can. We're doing everything we can. We just don't have the studio resources to pull it off, and we have a way to do it now that we've gotten comfortable with the software. It's just making sure that it syncs up well with audio, if that makes sense.
Well, and there's a few production issues because we'll have to shoot it all at one time. We won't be able to go back and edit it. So we've got to get the commercial sponsors in and do that and try to communicate among ourselves, which ain't always the easiest thing. Yeah, it's all that. So we're all working on that. Hey, I want to tell you, I was thinking the other day, and I mentioned this before, I still work at Jack State as a special assistant to the president, and I love what the barn does, and I love what Cover Clemson does. Cover Clemson, I say that every time. Cover Crimson. Thank you. Speaking of speech impediments. But I would really like to see y'all do one called the Barnyard and cover a little Jack State.
The Barnyard. I love that. And you were talking about, one of the people that is, that you really like, Zach Blackerby.
Yes, Zach does a great
you said
job.
He's with Locked on Auburn. Those that don't know, it's one of the biggest Auburn sports coverage pages out there. Like, it is the top dog of it is the creme de la creme of Auburn sports coverage. Well, he just announced that he's not only going to still be doing Locked On Auburn, but he's now going to be covering the New England Patriots with Locked On New England, or Locked On Patriots. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah.
Well,
so, and he's a big Patriots guy too. So it worked out. So maybe we can get you on there and do a Locked On Vikings or something.
Well, that will be a short and ugly podcast, okay? Because the Vikings have the same scenario. I can already tell you how their season's going to go, okay? I can already tell you. I don't even have to wait. Okay, it'll be one or two scenarios. They will come out of the gate hot, winning games. They'll go 8 or 9 games undefeated. They'll be the best team in the NFL. They'll get to the playoffs and lose to the worst team in the playoffs first game. Okay, that's a given. Or this is even the better one. They'll suck right out of the gate. And they'll be basically out of the playoff scene by week 6. And then all of a sudden they'll catch fire and win every game. And when there's no hope left, and you can guarantee that they'll end the season with a different quarterback than they start, and any highly drafted quarterback will be hurt by week 3. So, I mean, it's the same every year. It's just, I hate to be that way. People say, well, you're negative. No, I'm a realist. I'm looking at history. I'm AI. I'm human AI on this, okay? It's just what happens every time. Hunter, I don't know what it is. I mean, God bless Dr. Lemak tried to buy him one time and get him out of Minnesota. I mean, I thought the Birmingham Vikings was going to be awesome. And by the way, some people, I wish I could pull the articles up of the economics professors that wrote about what a bad decision that was. He was going to pay $250,000, and now they're all over $1 billion. So you don't know what you're talking about. Okay. And I knew you didn't know what you were talking about.
Hey, there's been clips speaking of Vikings, there's been clips of Kyler Murray, that was with the Cardinals.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, okay, that's going to be, a good, quarterback competition. He might be the starter going into the season. Well, there's been footage of their open practice they held at a stadium that had a big crowd show up. And he threw a ball that was, Dad, me or you could have thrown a better ball, I think. And everyone's like, oh no.
Well, did we pay a lot of money for him?
No, I don't think so. I think it's a minimum. I think because he's he hadn't really done much the past couple of years.
Well, get ready for even less in Minnesota. Okay, it's the graveyard. It really is. I don't know. I don't know what those people did. If they built on an Indian burial ground, or I don't know if they've insulted Native Americans with this claim the Vikings were there first. I don't know. But it is just a sad sack situation. And I've witnessed this my whole life. And when I was growing up, Hunter, Auburn wasn't any good. That was during the Doug Barfield years.
No.
And I've told people before, I was such a fan when I was a little kid. I would physically get sick when Auburn lost. So I was sick a lot. They almost sent me to the Mayo Clinic to see what was wrong with me, I mean, it was terrible. It was terrible. And then I used to play the game in my mind, who will win a championship first? Will it be Auburn or will it be Minnesota? Well, guess what? Auburn won one and played for another. So, there's the Vikings still out there. Even the Lions are good now, for God's sakes. You know what I mean?
The Lions are fun to watch, though. You got to admit, seeing that coach is legit. You got to admit, Dan Campbell's legit.
Who was terrible. I mean, it's supposed to rotate. You're supposed to be good and then bad the way the draft got. I mean, the Patriots were outstanding and they got bad. Now they're coming back. You rotate around. The Chiefs were terrible. They got good. Now they're, they'll rotate back around. Minnesota's just bad all the time. All the time. I mean, they never rotate around. I mean, they have their butts glued to the bottom of the league. I don't know what it is. I mean, so you see, I'm not the person to do a Vikings podcast.
No, I mean, it would be funny though. I do want to get you, I've told you that, closer to the season, probably here in the next 2 weeks or so, I'm going to try to get you on the barn scheduled to do a record prediction, and I cannot wait for that.
Well, thank you. Thank you for asking me to be on, Hunter. Since you've been doing it for 2 years, I haven't been asked yet. Thank you very much.
Because the season, it's been the off season.
I'm messing.
But I did, while we're on the topic, there's been an article put out by just our favorite person, Mr. Goodman over at AL.com, about the Auburn Tigers practice practicing for 2 weeks at that resort / hotel that we went to for Andy Bertram's event.
Oh,
if you recall,
Grand National in Auburn.
Yes. So I don't know if you saw, but the head coach Alex Golish has got them there for 2 weeks. No distractions, no girlfriends, no pets, no cars. He took their keys. They are there for 2 weeks to practice. And the media, including AL.com, said they're there to play golf and be treated at a spa. And that is just not the case. And it's just funny to see the media machine go after a new head coach like that. It's just funny to me, you know?
Well, I hate to say anything. I really do. But, I mean, come on. Who's reading the AL.com stuff anyway? Right? I mean,
yeah.
Really? Is that got
so
everybody
funny.
tore up? I mean, you know.
I mean, apparently, he knows how to trigger people, but at the same time, there's a reason why he's only doing opinionated articles.
let me tell you, from the Auburn side, let me tell you how to fix this. Win 6 games.
Yeah.
Go to a bowl game. Quit being the butt wipe of the SEC. Okay, that's how you quit having these articles written about you.
This is what I need. This is what we need on the board so bad.
I mean, golly, y'all, the Auburn program right now is in worse shape than when Doug Barfield was here, statistically. Okay,
yeah,
worse shape.
You're not wrong.
Worse shape, and we keep firing people, bringing same result. I don't know what it is. It's really. I think that we should get Elon to study it. I don't know if his engineers could figure it out. It's been the same result with different coaches for the past really 20 years.
Yeah, I will say though,
except for Gus's run.
Yeah, except for Gus's run, and then that little stint with Chiswick. But I got the honor and privilege to go cover a practice back in March. It was the first spring practice, and was really excited for it. I mean, you and Mom saw me. I was literally glowing. I was, uber excited to go do that.
Oh, I know.
And I got to see Golish in person at the practices, and he is like I guess like the term is a player coach. You know what I mean? Like if someone messes up, everyone messes up, including the coach. And he was doing push-ups with everybody. He was doing the burpees. He was doing the sprints. He was doing the whole nine. And
Hunter, wait a minute. Brian Harsin used to do that too. That is not a sign of any success. Okay.
Well, I understand that, but Brian Harsin couldn't recruit like Golish has been. That's the difference.
Well, we'll see. I mean, the product is wins and losses on the field. I mean,
that's the next thing.
You can sign every number one player, but if you can't win games, you can't. It's embarrassing. I mean, it really is embarrassing. They haven't been to it would be a step up to go to the Poulan Weed Eater Bowl down somewhere in South Louisiana. You know what I mean? I mean, they haven't done anything. And, Jack State's been to 3 bowl games in a row.
I know. I know, and they're killing it right now.
Hey, thanks, Auburn. It's just, it's incredible. So, back to the other point, I think y'all need to start one covering Jack State. I mean, at least you'd have more wins to talk about.
Hey, look, I'm not opposed to that, and mainly because I think Charles Kelly is a great coach.
He is,
and
whenever
Auburn was absolutely just PO'd that he had to leave, and it wasn't like on bad terms or anything, but they were like, oh crap, what do you mean he's leaving? And that tells you all you need to know, because that's a talented coach right there, and it's shown at Jack State because he's absolutely turned the program around. Even though before who was the coach before? I'm going blank on the
Rich Rod.
Yeah, Rich Rod was a great coach. Don't get me wrong, but when the expectations are so high and you turn around his first season and they were actually pretty decent, like there was no drop off to me. And that's what you were talking about. The past 3 years, they've been to bowl games. Well, and it's just like, come on.
It's like you said, rebuilding a program's one thing, taking over and keeping it going is another. And and he stepped right in, and the level of recruits we've been able to bring to Jacksonville has just been on a climb. And a lot of them leave and take NIL money at SEC schools the next year, which that's just part of it. G-Man, he'll be down at Florida for a cool meal. But that's the kind of athletes we're putting on the field. And I think with him, Charles Kelly, his personality, I think it would be a great setup. So you need to whisper in the ear to the guys down at the barn. They need to branch off and cover the barn yard also.
Yeah, we'll have to find another name. I know there's one name in my head that I probably can't say on air that would be great for it because of the play on words, but it's a family show, so we're not going to say it.
Yeah,
but
don't go there. There's enough of that. But I mean, just think, last year we have the big finale in the bowl game. We go to the bowl game over in Montgomery and face our long rival Troy and defeat them. It goes down literally to the last pass of the game. And that had to be the biggest crowd Montgomery's bowl game has ever had. It was tremendous. Yeah, no,
seriously. And out of all the games we've been to, me and you saw, the Miracle and Jordan Hare with the Georgia game.
Yep.
Then turn around the next week, we saw and we were like, nothing will top this. And then we turned around and saw the kick six. It's like, okay, all right, stop it.
Yeah.
Me and you've gotten to go see, SEC championship games. We've gotten to go see national championship games, stuff like that. But that game, because of it being kind of like, I guess you'd call it like the B-tier Iron Bowl in a way. Like you have the Iron Bowl and then you have Jack State and Troy,
it always
right?
was when they used to play in Division II, yeah.
Yeah, and you could feel the atmosphere of that game. Even though it was a bowl game, it felt like a true rivalry game. Like it felt like we hadn't even hit bowl season yet. It was like, dang, this is fun. This was a lot of fun. And it was, shout out to, some of my Troy friends out there, but they whooped Troy. It came down to the last minute and last second play, and it was a fun game. And I'm glad that me and you got to experience that. I know we were technically in a way working the game. We were there for to help out with the radio crew and everything, make sure they had what they needed. But it was still a fun memory. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, and a lot of times these bowl games, people don't want to play or what. Hey,
no.
they were playing in this game like they were playing for the Super Bowl. I mean, they were
Seriously.
getting after it, and it was fun for the fans. I think it was fun for people on TV. And honestly, we ought to be playing Troy every year. So, Troy, let's go ahead and agree to that.
Yeah.
And don't be running from that invitation. So let's get together and play.
I will say I am excited that I believe the first game of Jack State's season, right, is against
North Dakota State. Oh, yeah. The Bison.
The last time we saw them play, me and you were in Frisco.
Yeah,
when Carson Wentz decided just to turn into Cam Newton for some reason and absolutely whooped Jack State for no reason.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, what?
Well, he came back the wrong week for us, that's for sure. But we had a great rivalry with them in the past. We have beaten them, I know, once in Anniston when our stadium was under construction.
Mm-hmm.
Then we defeated them in the playoffs one year in Jacksonville when Coach Burgess was there. And then they beat us in the championship game for the bowl championship series. Yeah, is that it? It's 1AA. I'd rather say that.
1AA championship maybe or something like that.
And it's a great rivalry. So we're going up there. I think they're coming back down here in 2 years or 3 years and kick off down here on our side. So it'll be a great game that opening week. Charles Kelly, Superman. Super coach.
Yes.
We're so fortunate to have him. I've got to know him probably better than any of the coaches I've dealt with, other than right up there with Coach Tuberville. So great guy. We really, really enjoy working with him. Hunter, thanks for being part here, doing a segment here on Bubba on the Lake and letting everybody know what you're doing and promote the Tailgate Show. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, me too. And if you want to, follow whatever else I'm doing. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, X, and subscribe to my YouTube. And if you want to watch me cut up with some friends on Sunday nights, it's kind of a way to unwind to get you prepared for your week. So, yeah, other than that, that's all I got going on.
Hunter, thanks for being with us, and we will be right back.
It's Bubba on the Lake. Bubba on the Lake.
At Central State Bank, we believe community banking is more than just transactions. It's about relationships. For over 100 years, we've been helping neighbors grow, businesses thrive, and dreams become reality. Because when you bank local, you invest in your community. Central State Bank, large enough to serve you, small enough to know you. Visit us today or learn more at centralstatebank.com. Member FDIC.
On the water or off, experience lake life to the fullest at Russell Lands on Lake Martin. If you love the outdoors, then Naturalist Marianne's classroom is where you need to be. She brings the outdoors to you at Russell Crossroads. Or you can see Lake Martin and thousands of acres of undisturbed forest taking a guided horseback trail ride through the stables. If you're here for a weekend or you've made your home at the lake, Russell Lands is where community and the land come together. To learn more about upcoming events, visit russelllands.com. Come see what lake life is all about.
Just got that new boat? Let Sunrise Docks protect your investment with Swift Shield boat covers, Neptune boat lifts, and easy ports for your personal watercraft. Plus, they have composite decking that stays cool, designed with your feet in mind. Sunrise Docks is always first in quality, first in service, and first in customer satisfaction. Right off Highway 63, your Lake Martin headquarters, with 2 barges and the most experienced boat lift crew on the lake. Sunrise Docks is your lake life expert. Call 256-392-5200.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Ask High Point Insurance Group, located in the Lake Martin area, if Auto Owners make sense for you. Well, I want to thank all of my guests. I want to thank Allison and Hunter both for being on the show. I hope that was entertaining and informative for everybody. We're very excited about the Tailgate show coming up, so keep your ears peeled back for that one. Also, I want to remind everybody, and this is a really, really cool deal. We're going to be in Huntsville, Alabama on August the 21st from 4 to 5 p.m. at Gigaparts. Most everybody knows where Gigaparts is there in Huntsville. We'll get you the address, too, on the website, but just Google Gigaparts. You can find it. Come by and doing a little meet and greet. Looking forward to seeing our folks and friends in the Rocket City. It'll be part of the Hamfest weekend kicking off up there with the ham radio operators. So you don't have to be a ham to come by. Now, this is wide open for everybody. Just come by. But we are going to be giving away an ICOM IC 7300 at 5 o'clock. Now, you can sign up between 4 and 5. You have to be present to enter, but you do not have to be present to win. So you got to come by and sign up. It's 1 entry per person, and then we'll draw that out at 5 o'clock. That's about $1,000 radio. So we're excited to give that away during the hour that we're going to be there. Hopefully that will make somebody's weekend and get things started for the big Huntsville Hamfest weekend. And we'll tell you more about that as it gets a little bit closer. Of course, we are broadcasting from the Mellow Yellow Studio. Our website is bubbaonthelake.com. Our comment line, 308-BIG-LAKE. We love those. Keep those coming. And we always ask that you subscribe, turn on notifications. We don't want you to miss anything from the show. We have a lot going on. Be sure to watch our social media outlets, too. This time of year, things really get to clicking. August, we're trying to wrap up. You got Labor Day coming up, school starting. You're going to have football season here in just a few weeks. So it's about to really get busy. So be sure to follow us on all those outlets so you can keep up with what's going on. And again, mark down August 21st from 4 to 5 p.m. That's a Friday at Gigaparts, Huntsville, Alabama. We're going to be doing a meet and greet. We'll also be giving away an ICOM IC 7300 at 5 p.m. that afternoon. So we want you to be there and have fun. We want to see everybody. We miss seeing our folks in Huntsville and Tennessee, the Tennessee Valley area. So we're glad to get up there and visit with everybody. And we'll stay till we get to talk to everybody for sure. So I want to thank Allison Sinclair. We're going to talk to Amy Beth Shavers at a later date, her partner too. She's got an amazing story and a former Miss Alabama. So that'll be an interesting conversation coming up. I want to thank Hunter Buss for dropping by. And until we sail into port again and tie up to the dock, remember, God loves you, and so do we.
You're listening to Bubba. Whoa. Bubba on the Lake.
You know one thing I love about Buffalo Wild Wings? You can get wings with any of their 26 sauces and dry rubs for takeout and delivery. That's like bringing an entire B-dubs home with you, which you can't do. I tried. I've knocked down so many walls, only to then be told to halt construction because I'm not zoned to be a sports bar. Kind of just looks like a big pergola or something because of the lack of walls. At least these 26 sauces and dry rubs are available to go. Buffalo Wild Wings. Let's go sports bar.
Please join us in welcoming Dr. Bethany Swanson, who has recently joined the practice of Dr. Thomas Dudney at Alabaster Aesthetic Dentistry and is welcoming new patients. Together, Dr. Dudney and Dr. Swanson are expanding dental services to better serve patients, whether you need a routine cleaning, cosmetic dentistry, restorative treatment, or simply a new dental home. Dr. Dudney and Dr. Swanson would love the opportunity to care for you and your family. They're now accepting new patients. Call to schedule today your appointment, 205-663-6545. That's 205-663-6545, or visit tedudney.com.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
On the water or off, experience lake life to the fullest at Russell Lands on Lake Martin. Grab a latte at Brew 63, linger over lunch at Fanny's, or take in a Lake Martin sunset at Kalijah Restaurant. Whether you're here for the weekend or you've made your home at the lake, Russell Lands is where community and the land come together. To learn more about upcoming events, visit russelllands.com. Come see what lake life is all about.
This podcast is brought to you in part by Russell Lands, Coke, Buffalo Wild Wings, Central State Bank, Dr. Thomas Dudney, Sunrise Docks, Bice Motors, the Green Monster Fishing Lights.
B-U-double-B-A on the lake, hey, wishing I could listen to the show every day, hey, gotta hear what Bubba and his buddies gotta say on B-U-double-B-A on the lake, in the mellow yellow studio, putting on a show. Betty say, what? She always on the go. We got Hunter Buss sitting at master control, don't wanna miss a moment cause Bubba's got the flow. B-U-double-B-A on the lake, hey, wishing I could listen to the show every day. Hey, gotta hear what Bubba and his buddies gotta say on B-U-double-B-A on the lake. Hey, B-U-double-B-A. Hey, B-U-double-B-A. Hey, B-U-double-B-A. Hey, B-U-double-B-A on the lake. Hey.